Hello there, welcome to my channel. Quick disclaimer before this video starts. I just want to mention that a lot of the techniques I'm using in my van build are very experimental. Sometimes that's because I couldn't find the normal stuff that I needed to get, or I just wanted to do it more cheaply. So I would advise you don't try it until I've been in my van for a few months and I can attest to the roof not leaking and the floor being sturdy, things like that. It's day one of the build and we're gonna start with something simple. We're gonna install the ceiling fan. Well, if you haven't noticed by pretty much every single one of my videos, it's over 100 degrees right now. So if I start sweating, you know why. Where I live, it's right now 115 degrees. Yes, I'm sweating. Yeah, it's hot. So I think having the fan up first will help me throughout the rest of the build, especially if I'm working in the middle of the day. And also because I still have so much shit on the ground, I'd rather just get all that dust and everything down all at once before I do any of the flooring. So, okay, so I want my fan kind of up here in the front because I'm gonna have my kitchen here, so I need some ventilation. Also, this is the highest point in the roof, so I think all the hot air will flow up here. Here we go. First hole in the fiberglass top. Wish me luck. So here we are up on the roof. I used this right angle measuring thing, some tape, and a drill bit to make the little four corners in a square. It's a little smaller than the measurement should be because I'd rather cut small and mess up than cut too big. But now we're gonna use a jigsaw and connect the dots. Okay, I promise I'll bring my tripod because this angle is horrendous. But yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna cut the big square in my roof. Here we go. Okay, you guys. It broke. The lines were straighter the first time around, but it was too small, so I had to like carve around the edges, so now it looks real janky. Okay, what I'm about to do might piss some of you guys off because I'm not using the holy grail of van life roof fan sealing. I don't have lap sealant and I don't have butyl tape. They were both completely sold out and not even able to order for delivery. I'm sure I probably could have gotten it from Amazon or Walmart online, but I don't like supporting either of those companies. So what I'm gonna do is use this really strong construction adhesive on the roof and on the edges of this. Use these to hold it down for a bit. Then I'm gonna use body filler to seam the edges and where the nails are. This is what I used on the floor of my van to fill those holes. I know that's super not what you're supposed to do, but it's meant for auto body, so I would think it's decently weatherproof. And then the guy at Lowe's recommended this. This is liquid rubber that you spray on afterwards, and this will weatherproof everything. I'm a little sus about this because what the hell is liquid rubber in a can? That's what we're doing. Okay, so fan is up. I'm a little irritated though because I bought this car adapter thing and they're completely different gauge wires, like completely different. So I'm going to try to cut this down, fold it over a few times, and then crimp it together, and hopefully that'll create a connection. Usually if it's different gauges, you want to make sure it's not overloading the smaller wire, but I checked the amps and everything of the fan and it should be fine. Again, please don't try anything I do at home. I am the most amateur of amateurs. I'm just trying to make this thing work. So this is what I did. I kind of wrapped them around. They're still nowhere as thick as these ones, so I guess we'll see how this goes. So now we're gonna crimp them. Hopefully this works out fine. Before I heat it up to melt the connectors down, let's test if it works. It's the moment of truth. Well, that's a negative. It works. I guess it just has to be open for it to work. Wow. Not the best airflow, but it's better than nothing. So now that the fan is up and running, I'm going to start on the floor. And I'm not going to be doing any framing and the thicker insulation. I'm just going to use Underlayment as insulation, and I'm not going to have framing because most of my stuff is going to be built against the side ribs, so I'm trying to conserve headspace. I'm just doing a sheet of plywood, Underlayment, and then the plank flooring, but because there are ridges and I don't want the plywood subfloor to crack or bend, I'm going to be using this rubber foam weather sealing. I think it's more for window frames and stuff like that, but I'm going to fill up these ridges that go down, so at least that'll give some more support for the plywood, but also maybe it might work as a tad bit of extra insulation. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, now for the subfloor. And you're gonna wonder, why are my subfloor pieces so small and sectioned out poorly? And that's because I am using plywood that I already had. I created so much waste in the whole gutting process. I filled up like 3 whole trash cans, and I'm someone who likes to be as minimal waste as possible. So since I already have plywood, I'm going to try to use the wood I already have as much as possible. So that's probably going to be for the subfloor and for the bed platform. Obviously, I'll have to buy more plywood for the walls and ceiling because that's going to need to be really thin so that it bends to the curves and doesn't fall on my head. But yeah, so that's why this subfloor is not going to be the nicest. the subfloor is now in. It's settled for 24 hours. I know it's not the best. There's a bunch of gaps in the edges here, but that's going to be covered by cabinetry, the walls, furniture, stuff like that. It's all secure, and there's about an 1/8 of an inch gap in case, you know, it moves or expands or whatever. And now I'm going to use this Eco Cork foam underlayment. I wanted to have as sustainable of products as possible for this build, since, like I said, I made so much waste tearing everything out before. So yeah, hopefully this cork holds up well and provides a good base for the planks. I got these bamboo planks. It was about $100 to get the whole car. The reason I wanted to splurge is, well, bamboo is very good for the environment as opposed to getting like vinyl or something else, and it matches kind of the color of the wood that was there before. And the home I've been living in has carpet everywhere, so hardwood floor is something I'm like really excited for. So I was like, I'm gonna treat myself and have some nice flooring in here. But because my jigsaw skills have been not the straightest, I rented this tool from Home Depot. I'll be using this miter saw to help me cut up all these planks so that I can stagger them. No. Please go away. Please go away. Sergey. This is scary. Okay. Alright, it is in, and you know, this carpet will cover that rough edge. Next, I would have started on the walls, bed platform, kitchen cabinetry, but the insulation I ordered a few weeks ago has still not even shipped yet. So, kind of on standby. Can't really do much until the insulation for the walls and the ceiling get here. So I guess now we wait.